And we are once again back, everybody. And of course, this is the CBC podcast. We're starting off a brand new year. It's gonna be a year. It's definitely gonna be a year of sorts.
Mhm. I mean, it's
Depending
already
on where
started
you
off with
live.
a bang. But
I was gonna say, yeah, it started off with multiple things around the world and Cybertruck's
mm,
blowing up, but you never know if that's just par for the course for Cybertruck or not. So I don't know.
I mean, it looks like someone actually set fireworks up in the trunk.
Yeah, wild. Well, it's the new year. You got to enter 2025. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm surprised I got the year right because yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a half number, right? It's like a
man,
volume. Right? No
yeah.
one cares about odd numbers apart from 5.
Well, we do have a show for you guys. We definitely got some topics. A couple of these are good. Couple, we'll talk about them when we get there. But we are going to have technically two bonus members topics. First, we're going to talk a little bit about Sebastian Stan teasing Captain America, and then we're going to do our Best of the Year awards, which will be out for members early, and it will be out to YouTube in a couple weeks. Just want to give members an earlier look because if you were a member on the community side of things, you saw the poll go up and you could cast your votes. And we got tons of votes. And I'll talk about some of the surprising results for that. And I also put a couple of trick ones in there for you guys that were paying attention. So I caught you when you weren't paying attention, just clicking. So, your vote is not disqualified, but I'll just make fun of you for it. So, it's going to be a good year. As always, of course, I'm your host, Armin. You guys can find me right here. See the link tree right there. Find me there. That's about it. I'm doing currently. I scripted and got the assets for my best films, worst films, best video games. I recorded 3 of those yesterday. It took a total of 7 hours to edit 3 of them. I was like, by the end of it, but I got them done.
Bad, no.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, such a hassle. Just getting everything done. I got 3 more to go, so those will be going throughout January on the channel, on my channel, obviously. But I'm not the only one here, of course. I do have Tristan right over here.
Yeah. I do have a last minute video that's out. I'm trying to get another one out, but I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, so yeah, the stuff in the link tree, all there. You can find everything I'm working on. So,
And his video on Lost Media finally got accepted to go up, so it should be up tonight as you're hearing this on the members channel, and it's already up on the community tab for those that are wondering. So check out the community tab. And of course, we are not alone. We got Mitch.
Yes, you can find me on the link trees. Me and Jared, because I put him into Neon Genesis, obviously. We've gone through the Tartakovsky Clone Wars, the old little micro series. So that's going to be on the Mitch 692 channel. Is this going up on Saturday?
Saturday or Sunday?
Well, then it'll be on my channel on Monday.
Okay, so look for that to pop up on the community tab as well at some point. It might be a slight delay depending on how it accepts it. It probably detects that Jared's on there. It's like, yeah, I'm not posting this.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Yeah.
It's just like this guy. It's just like this
he
guy.
Does, he's on too many things and he spams the same opinion constantly. So that's why.
Exactly. And his worst take ever, that Indiana Jones 4 is good, might be the one that puts him, at the end of his career. So I don't know.
Not his worst take ever.
That is a terrible take.
One of his more milder takes.
I know. Oh man. So
yeah,
man, it's you guys make sure you check out all that. As we said, we do have a show for you guys here that is definitely a show. So I think we
start the year strong.
Oh, definitely strong. Strong as it's gonna get, probably. I'm not sure. Either way, though, let's get into our first topic. Yeah. So the Batman Part 2, surprising absolutely nobody, has been delayed to October of 27. This is the second official delay and 4th unofficial delay. Because
we can't count unofficial ones. No.
I was going to say the ones that's like, the writer's strike and whatever. Of course, that slid it backwards, but still, everything considered, we got 2 official, 2 unofficial. Boy, this film, it's going to be a large gap between these films. They're trying to battle Spider-Man for sequel wait time. It's kind of insane, you know, or
I
maybe even
can't
like,
wait for it to open up with 2 months later. Right.
yeah,
That's
it's
just
and
ideas.
it's like 2 months later, but like half the cast is like 5 to 6 years
dude,
older.
Robert
That's
Pattinson's going to be in his 40s.
Mm.
Like that is, and he's playing a Batman in his first year. That's like wild to me, you know. But
I mean, you could spin it like all the stress has aged in like 5 years.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can do that. Yeah.
it's like
Can't
that.
imagine Batman's a nice, calm occupation.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like that picture people show of Obama first year in office and second year in office. You look at him, you're like, did he start doing acid? What happened to him? Like he just
So
looks
he either
gone.
just quickly aged 100 years, or he
Yeah.
revealed that he's actually 100 years older than he actually is.
That's
It's
wild.
one of the two. No,
Where's his birth
what gets me,
certificate?
what gets me about this is people calling for it to be just like, oh, just cancel the movie and go with the brave and the bold. Like, shut up.
There
Why?
is a lot of people just being
Why?
like, just cancel it. I'm like, how about we just get 2 different Batmen? I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Like the
so-
dumbest thing you could ever say. Like, why? Like, no one's saying to cancel Spider-Man 4. Right? No one would ever say that. God forbid. But
yeah.
It's just like what Armin said, is that certain people don't want 2 different versions of Batman around the same time for whatever reason, even though they're going to be for 2 drastically different audiences at the time.
I'm glad you put that in there because this is actually a double topic because we're also talking about Batman Brave and the Bold was also delayed. James Gunn says it hasn't, but technically it hasn't because they never gave it a release date. But we know that Andy Muschietti now is taking on another project, so it's definitely been delayed because Clayface is happening. Let's be clear about Clayface. Batman will show up in that more than likely for a scene or so. You know, they're gonna have something done. That's
it'll be
coming in
like Suicide
26.
Squad. He just shows up in that one shot.
Exactly. It's like, oh, here's your establishing, world connection. I mean, it just happened on Creature Commandos. Batman shows up in it. So, like,
yeah, and then like as Gunn also said that the reason why he's more silhouette than usual is because they still don't have the suit ready. So.
right. Yeah. Which, fair game. Obviously, they're still so far away from finishing even a concept art, like they're going to be redefining that. And like James Gunn recently revealed when talking about the Superman suit, they had so many different suits up until literally the first day of shoot where they figured out, okay, this is the suit. I guess we got to go with this one, So like Batman's going to be in the same process and status. And I don't personally mind waiting longer for Batman films. Like I've spent my entire life only knowing that DC cares about Batman. I'm okay waiting however long for another Batman iteration. Like,
even if it is a sequel, right? Like,
yeah. Like, it's fine. Take your time, do what you need to.
Also, look how long it is between Avengers movies.
Look how long it was between Guardians movies.
Exactly.
2 to 3 was like
Doctor
what 6-7
Strange.
years? Yeah, my God. And I know James Gunn recently went on social media. He was like, "Hey guys, the gap between these 2 films was like 14 years long." It's like, yeah, but that's from like 1978 to like 90 whatever. Okay, like I get what you're saying, but you can't expect us to be like, okay, Pattinson is on his way out. Here's Terry McGinnis now. It's like, what happened to Batman? Like it's
that'd be one way to take it. Like just completely.
Could you imagine Terry McGinnis in that world?
Well, no, because WB, right? Like they don't like Terry.
True, they hate Terry just like they hate Nightwing, and that's still apparently persisting at the studio for whatever reason.
It's because Nightwing confuses them, right? It's like he's white, but he's Romani. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, what? How do we change this? Yeah, that is a fact. So I don't know. Like, it's fine.
The biggest concern that I think people should have for the DCU and how everything's going is the lack of updates on literally everything else they announced apart from Superman.
Yes, like the Authority, Swamp Thing.
The Authority,
yeah. Like Batman will happen because Batman prints money.
Yeah.
You should be more worried about the stuff over here that WB could just look at and go, no.
Yeah, it's essentially the stuff that can be considered like new IP. That's the stuff you need to be concerned about. Not Batman. Batman will just keep chugging along because people will go see Batman.
I mean, for the love of God, we're getting a Sergeant Rock movie.
No, we're not. That's the WB sat there and went, right. The 2010s had Spielberg and Black Hawks. What can we do for the 20s? Sergeant Rock. There you go.
Just
That's
watch.
exactly what happened here.
The Blackhawks are going to appear in Sergeant Rock. It's all going to come together.
I mean, at least then it might finally happen, right? But
yeah. Well, I mean, it's according to all reports, and nobody's debunked even the big trades report on it. Like Daniel Craig is set to be that character, which is wild to me. Like,
yeah,
and that's going to be
was set for Black Hawks, right?
That's true. So look, Batman will happen. The other stuff, we'll see. But stay patient because we'll talk more about DC soon enough. So just stay tuned. Okay. Now the next topic here at hand. Spider-Man. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, previously called Spider-Man Freshman Year. Now, a lot of people, yeah, legit though. So a lot of people missed this. When it was called Freshman Year, it was gonna be about Peter Parker, the MCU Peter Parker, in his freshman year, leading up to the events of Civil War, and then it was gonna do things slightly different and show us stories. When it changed to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, they decided to not do any of that. They've pretty much scrapped everything, and this is like a what-if scenario at best. It has nothing to do with the MCU anymore. Don't consider it canon and nothing.
It's now just the new Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole reason for this is for people who don't know, because I saw online, so wasn't this tied to the MCU? I'm like, no, not after what was going on with the deal with Marvel and Sony, where Sony wanted to have more input on the TV show. So by that time, Marvel's like, yeah, no, we're gonna do something else, and then that's where it changed to just a regular cartoon show, to where Peter's just going through, and in this iteration of him, from the leaks, if it is true, is like he gets his powers from Doctor Strange coming through a portal, and then he gets bit, and that's why all this stuff is
the whole Venom thing. Is that why it's like a massive bug?
Yeah, is that's not his universe, is I guess either Doctor Strange or
so it's literally just Spider-Verse. No.
Yeah, technically, is that this is how this happened, and then you got the people complain about what is it, Osborn being African American here, which in all pretenses doesn't really change him as a person. It's really minimal, because for the most part, most people don't really care. It's just for them, it's like a really good character design, actually, because it gives off the feel for Osborn being technically a sleazy business person.
Yeah.
And in this iteration, instead of it being Tony Stark that helps all the heroes and stuff, it's Osborn, where you clearly see in the trailer that he's shaking hands with Captain America, finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, and decides to give him his suits and stuff. And some people don't like it because we see the Future Foundation suit, which is a really good suit, but it's not the Future Foundation suit, or technically it's not. It's an Osborn suit, because for some reason some people are saying that Osborn has his hands in the Future Foundation, so that's why he has it.
Here's the thing. I've seen some of the people upset at these changes, being like, it doesn't make sense. I don't like it. This is stupid. Okay, then why is your avatar Insomniac Spider-Man that literally changed everything about Spider-Man, his origin and his villains and how he gets his suit and everything? Like, stop. Just stop picking and choosing your battles. Just keep it consistent at least. Like,
so yeah, it's we're high past time where people should stop worrying about sticking to comics canon for cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, no cartoon has ever stuck to the comics. They've always,
because like outside of that, I think like it's technically it's like a cartoon, but it's a little higher one. It's PG-13 or TV-14 in here, so you're gonna see some blood and stuff. It's just a new iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's not really anything that you need to be hyper fixated on. It's not a certain way. The only thing you probably would want to be like certain of is I guess you could say the animation and the art style, technically, because it's a little
It's
For me,
bad.
like,
It's
Yeah.
bad.
it's like they're
Yeah.
trying. It's like they're
Yeah.
trying to do the Steve Ditko thing, but it's just not. It's not working with
It's
this.
still not as bad as the one that was a couple years ago where they didn't shadow everything. It was just like flat colors. I think it was just called like Marvel
It's still flat
Spider-Man.
now, isn't it?
This Act 3 looks better. Like the old
Mm.
one was missing everything. You're just like, you looked at it, you're like, everything is like just no texture. I can't explain it. It was so bad. Like,
Yeah, and like
oh.
this whole like once they was shifted away from the MCU connection, you can blatantly see it's just for toys. That's
Yeah.
literally
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's just for
that's
toys.
any cartoon ever, right? It's always just for toys.
Yeah.
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 But it's so the art style doesn't help
Yeah.
it. I appreciate they're going for the whole Ditko look. I think to an extent they pulled it off, but making it 3D because they want to be cheap and just reuse this 3D engine they've got for cartoons, it's not working.
Nope.
It's not working for any of it. Right.
No.
That's why a lot of people are saying they can't imagine this thing going past the 2 produced seasons. So
Yeah,
They will milk out a third just in case they have action figures already in development, and that's it. And it'll be a shorter third, I guarantee it. Like, yeah,
and they'll hype it up like what if? It'll be all like in a week. It's like one final watch.
Yeah, and ain't watching that.
What if I didn't watch it?
What if I saved myself 20 minutes a day and didn't waste my time?
Yeah, like I think especially like for the what if people, especially for like the mech episode, people were saying like it would have been like it's a meh episode, but it would have been better if they went all in and just put the sauce for the combination sequence instead of trying to be cheap. And go to the pilot's view every time they're trying to combine. And I'm like, oh, what was the point of that if you're gonna be cheap about it? It's like
you know you've got something bad on your hands when you can't even. You have the most soulless like mecha transformation thing ever made.
Oh man,
there's no source in it whatsoever.
The wife keeps bugging me. She's like, "We need to watch it." I'm like,
that's what you can.
What if you watched it alone?
Yeah,
and that's what like I get like what like for what if and kind of like Spider-Man here is like it's meant to be on a budget and not actually trying to be the best you can for animation, at which you can do a lot of things, and if you have the passion, you might as well just go all out with it and try instead of trying to nickel and dime and say, we can cut this corner, they'll still consume the product and we'll be happy. I'm like, well, maybe, but if you try to do it a little bit better, you could have a lot more investment in the long run than the short-term gain. So that's just me.
But we're all about short-term gains at the minute because society's collapsing. So
woo. Well, I mean, look, this series is in canon. I'm gonna give it a try. I'll be real with you. If it's what if, it's what if, and I won't watch past the first episode. If it catches my attention, sure.
Even in the trailer here, people were like, "This was a kind of a bad look," where like Peter gets a brick and smashes like there's a colored kid in the head, and this is
so it's Miguel O'Hara. That's why it's not canon. Cool, gotcha.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good look, even though. And then like people are complaining that he might be like a vlogger when technically people said that it's just for that episode that he was on someone else's like stream, and it's not him actually going to be doing that all the time.
I hope not. So. That'd be kind of annoying. Like I can picture a scenario where they're like, okay, vlogging is in. So how about every time he does a battle, he sets up the camera and records it? It's like, no. Just please don't.
Yeah, just have an episode showing how that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
that wouldn't
go
well for you. It's like, wait a minute, I've got to set this out.
Oh man. Well,
it's one of those where if it's got like good, like people talking like good things about it, I'll check it out maybe, but
right,
I don't give a crap about it. I'm so far removed from that thing. So,
and then like whereas they're wasting a lot of their actors that are going, that's because they got, Cox and all of them are coming back to reprise their roles in this, even though they're not connected to the MCU. You still have a familiar voice and familiar feeling to a lot of them. So it's just like, if it works, it works. But if it doesn't, it's just a waste of time and money at this point.
Yeah, it's it's whatever, in my opinion. You know, like
yeah, it's like all because of ego. At this point, everyone wasted time and money because of ego.
yeah, yeah.
That's Hollywood for you, though, and it's all about
That
ego.
is. So we'll be back to talk more about this when it airs. I'll watch it. I'll do a review. We'll do a discussion if everybody watches it, and then we'll see what happens with it. At least it might be. No, it'll be better than What If. Let's be clear about that. So it will be better. Could you imagine if the bar drops that low? Oh,
I could actually, yeah. It's just I don't want it.
True.
To
It is modern
want it to
Disney
be
and
like
Marvel, so maybe, yeah. So yeah, we'll be back to talk about that soon. Okay, now we got the perfect casting. The casting that goes all the way back to Batman v Superman, because when we heard Jason Momoa was in the running, everybody ran with, including the big trades. I rechecked. Oh, he's going to play Lobo. Of course he is. He's literally Lobo in real life. And then you got freaking
Zack Snyder. Who you talking about, man? It's
yeah. And then Zack Snyder cast him as Aquaman. Momobo, yeah. So now he's officially joined the DC universe. He's cast in Supergirl. He's going to play Lobo. And he's 100%, I don't need to know this, he's playing the character the Bounty Hunter. Because literally you could take that character from the comic, pull him out, put Lobo in, and it's the same role. So it's...
I mean, it's perfect casting, because every time I've seen him in like something else, he's usually like casted as some like douchebag for some reason. So like
it's just typecasting. It's like this guy has one mode, douchebag.
Yeah. I'm just hoping they let him do what they did in the last Fast and Furious. Just let him chew every scene he's in to the point where you're like, I can't hate this because this dude is just off. Like, he's not even following the script. They told him, do this serious. And he's like, but what if I add a French accent and act like the Joker? They're like, just do it. We're doing one take. Just do it, Jason. Like, his role in the last Fast and Furious is ridiculous in the best way possible. So just let him do that. You know, like,
yeah, I hope not, because I was excited for Supergirl.
Well, I mean, what do you expect from Lobo though? He's literally like Deadpool, you know?
Thing. You can have the Lobo part of it, but I'm gonna say take it seriously, but that's not what I mean the slightest. Like,
because I was about to say, I was like, they tried to take it serious with the new New 52 logo, and they had the original.
Yeah, people.
Come back
not that I'm defending that or anything, but like people were so disappointed that rebooted Lobo.
Yeah, they did.
It's like it's literally Lobo for right now.
Yeah,
it's like, and then the people got so mad that the original Lobo came back and just killed him and said, "Yeah, that's not me."
Guys getting mad shock.
Telling you a scene right now. There's going to be a scene at like a bar in a random like space station or something. Lobo's going to come in. He's going to like drift in. He's going to jump off, grab somebody by the throat, do a haka dance, and then get into a giant bar fight. The haka
That's like crypto scam, spitting on it. Like, what was he going to do?
Krypton scams. I get it. I get it.
But yeah, I could see Lobo as a bounty hunter going after Supergirl, trying to do whatever, and at the end switch sides because it doesn't sit right with him for some reason, and then after that he goes back to being a douchebag and then tells her, I'll see you later.
I just don't want the letter effect to take place here, right?
Yeah.
I don't want Momoa to be Momoaing all over this movie.
I don't think he has any other mode, honestly, anymore.
And looking back at Lobo, he's gonna have to Momoa everywhere because that's what the main man does, is just chewing up the scene and everything.
Yeah, but you can do it, but you can do it well. Like, I don't have faith Momoa can act. I'm gonna leave it.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure that this casting also means we're gonna get a Lobo series or a cheap movie or something. Like,
please no.
It's like 40 million. Here you go. It's just like, because he's gonna stick around.
I mean, it's the DCU, right? So he can have this Supergirl movie, and then they can announce a movie or show, and that's as far as we get.
No, he's gonna get Black Hawk.
Can he even voice act?
Well, because he can't act, so no.
because they could just stick him in an animated show, and there you go. Doesn't have to.
Momoa voice acting might genuinely be the one time where I'm just like, you know what, use AI to have him act.
I mean, cause like I'm not gonna say anything, but like John Cena, because he's okay for VA voice work. So I give him that, but that's what I'm just saying is like it wouldn't be good enough to do VA work if instead of they made like a TV show, it's just, either anime movie or an anime series about Lobo, so they don't have to consistently make another movie.
Yeah, I mean, there was that old Lobo cartoon. It was supposed to be hard R. They had like a leap that looked phenomenal, and that was canceled amid one of the three handoffs of WB in the last decade. I wouldn't mind if they were to dust that off and be like, let's do that in the DCU. There was also supposed to be a Lobo episode in that Strange Adventures live action series on HBO in like 2019, 2020. Kevin Smith was going to do Bizarro.
Oh yeah.
Lobo was supposed to be a part of that, and that was scrapped. So maybe they got something that's decent, because like I know a couple of the things that were in development for that series that I can't talk about because some of my people I know worked on some of the stuff on it. There was a lot of good ideas, and I wonder if they're going back to that, going, hey, maybe, because we got a talented producer and a talented writer from this TV series to do this, and it's actually good. So, I think if they do this right, they could do something interesting. I could definitely see Lobo being he shows up in lanterns when they're, out in space for the one scene. It's like, oh, he shows up, like that could really work. So I think there's a couple places you could definitely like throw the character in just to expand the world, So
as a character, sure, absolutely. You can do so much with Lobos. You've automatically limited yourself with Momoa.
Yeah.
We now have one mode Momoa. Like, where do we go from here?
You got one mode Modoa. Yeah. Well, that's a little on Lobo and joining the Supergirl cast. There's not a whole lot we could say. It starts production in a couple weeks, so we're probably gonna get set photo leaks or something inevitably. So, I
have a little bit of faith because the whole Superman trailer thing, like, that looks really good. But we'll wait because,
yeah, exactly. So stay tuned, everybody. And our final topic. So this came about in a funny way. 24 hours before this, we had a report from, I believe, Cosmic Circus. Daredevil will not appear in the Avengers films. And then 24 hours later, Charlie Cox gets tagged in a photo. He's training at a gym, and his trainer is like, he's in the next Avengers films. That's why he's training. And everybody's like, well, okay, all right. Charlie Cox is going to be in those. So he's confirmed for Doomsday and Secret Wars, but that was a given. Yeah.
I don't know how useful Daredevil is gonna be just punching Doom, but it's cool to see.
They have to have someone to show the level of threat. Not that Daredevil's the best choice for that, because just a flat surface is a threat for Daredevil.
It's like, so what's he gonna do? Have a hallway scene? He does all his punches and kicks, and Doom just stands there like, what do you?
You just have Robert Downey Jr. at the one end, a bunch of Doombots, and then Daredevil.
I was going to say, they literally storm Doom Castle. There's a long hallway with a bunch of Doombots. He's like, this is my speciality. First Doombot punches them in the ribs, and they're like, all right, let's go.
You get really hyped up for this one shot, and he's like flipping all over everything. The one just goes, punk.
Exactly. Yep. They make a joke out of it, because that's what would happen, and
it's all CGI. It's not. It's going to look horrendous.
Oh my god, it's going to look like that scene from She-Hulk, but worse, because the budget for this film is going to be spread even thinner. So, yeah.
But then again, it's a scene with Robert Downey Jr. in it, so it might actually have some budget behind it.
Only scenes with RDJ can cost more than $2 million per second.
Yeah.
Oh man. Look, I'm excited he's going to be in these films. My expectation is, how they always have the first act, right? Where it's it's before things get really bad, right?
You have your introduction scenes. Right.
My guess is we're going to be like, oh, there's Doombots popping up all over the place or something. They pop up in New York. Sam Wilson shows up. He helps Daredevil out. He's like, "Hey, you mind? We could use some help." And he's like, "Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with a whole thing here with Wilson Fisk or, the mayor or something." He's like, "All right, we'll leave you to that, but you're on our radar." Flies off. Like, he can't be in the entire film. Like,
technically, he can. He can.
He could be in
watch-
it for Secret Wars.
is that Secret Wars? Yes. Doomsday? I don't see it. No. Like
he can be the chauffeur.
yeah.
Flying
Him and
Blind man
Foggy.
can't drive, Tristan. Oh, come on.
He can see. He's
he
fine.
has sonar, man. He's a bat.
He can't tell colors.
I want a scene now of Daredevil driving everybody in a bus, using a stick to tap on the road for the sonar, just being like, "I know where we're going, guys."
If he's in New York, he ain't gonna go anywhere because traffic, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
Then
true.
he gets pulled
Yeah.
over for running a red light because he can't see.
To be fair, the cops will run the red light with him. They don't really obey laws there. I've seen it myself. It's just he'll speed by Ricardo. Ricardo's like, "Yo, that racist? That white man almost ran me over." That's Ricardo's cameo. I know it. I know it.
It's funny because you hear him say it.
It's true because that's what he'd say.
Yeah,
But that means he's outside and not playing League of Legends. So
Oh,
I'm just I'm pleased that he's in it, but at the same time, I'm like what realistically, what can he do?
part of me is like, cool. If he's in it, he's in it. We've had personal trainer things before, and they've not always been right. So I'm not putting too much stock into it. The timing is very suspicious to me. It's literally the next day after someone's been like, "Yeah, he's not in these movies," and they're going, "Hey, he's training for these movies."
yeah.
Is it not just going to be Born Again season 2 or 3, whatever they're doing? I can't remember.
Exactly, because season 2 apparently starting soon as well, and going into fall. So much like season 1. So like, I mean,
it's one of those. I'm not putting any stock in it. If he's in it, great. If he's not, then
yeah.
I expect him in Secret Wars anyway because it's Daredevil. It's Secret Wars. You just need to throw everyone in that movie.
Yeah,
Like
everyone's in that one. Doomsday's a little bit more. To me, Doomsday though, with Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, feels like you need
it's got to be small and personal, right? Like
exactly. Like, yeah, you gotta be personal because it's the guy that looks like Tony Stark as the villain now. Like, so you gotta bring the cast that's associated with him. Daredevil has never met Iron Man, as far as we know. Sure, they could retcon a scene in there where it's like, hey, after the hole in New York, Tony Stark showed up. He was like, "Hey, blind man, do you want to join?" And he's like, "Nope, sorry." Sure, it's a retcon. Hawkeye did it with, Wilson Fisk and all that. Like, they could do it, but it feels so forced because, again, we've never seen Daredevil and Iron Man team up. Like, so yeah, him there doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, Doomsday is definitely a personal movie, so it's. I don't know. I'm iffy on it. I'm iffy on this whole scenario.
So if he is cool, if he's not cool,
yeah,
I'm fine either way. I just want the Avengers to be a good movie.
Yeah,
that's all I ask. Not that I think they've done any bad movies, but it's.
Mitch exposing his grift. Everything after Endgame is bad. Everything before Endgame was good, Mitch. That's the law.
The only good thing after Endgame was Eternals. I'm sorry, I don't write the rules.
I don't know, man. Quantumania was. Whew.
Oh, and we're exposing my grift, are we? Okay.
No, I take that back. I don't want anybody to take me seriously.
If you start here like a thundering rumble, that's Ricardo just running to army. Like fist first.
Yeah, just through the wall. Yeah. Look, the whole thing with these Avengers films and the way we're looking at Avengers Doomsday, reportedly they're starting production in like the next 2 months. So February,
right?
Yeah. Like they're out May next year. Like, just think about it. We're already talking next year is like, the film. Like,
but it is next year, isn't it? No wonder there's like 19,000 different things from Marvel coming out this year. That explains a lot.
Yeah, they got to get everything out before the multiverse.
Christ, talk about rushing. Jeez.
Again, remember, like, a year ago, they're like, we're going to only do 2 films and 2 series a year. Anyway, 2025, 3 films, 6 series. Take it or leave it. You're like,
they got a speed run to the reboot. That's what they're doing.
yeah.
Yeah. What everyone missed was the little asterisk, like in the Thunderbolts logo. Was,
Mhm.
you know, this is our plan for after
Yeah.
Secret Wars. We can't change this now. This is all afterwards.
It's going to
Which
be kind of
fine, but
amazing.
just chucking everything out at once is going to be crazy.
Yeah. It's going to be kind of amazing when you get to that point. You're like, wow, there's just so much happening this year, like nonstop, which fine, whatever, you know.
Yeah. I hope because it's more than what they have been doing, right? We've never actually hit 9 through the year, so
No,
I don't
it's
think anyone.
yeah.
If they did, I've repressed that memory. So.
Well, I'm looking right now. Let's see. We got March. What is it? 5th to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so man, we got Daredevil dropping right after Spider-Man, and then we of course got Eyes of Wakanda. We got Ironheart. We got there's a lot of stuff. Apparently Agatha season 2 definitely looks legit. Like, because they changed on Disney Plus, it now doesn't say series, it says season 1. So,
Oh well, that's
man,
dub for me. I love that show.
yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's a victory right there. And they know because it's
Is
so
Wonder
cheap.
Man out this year as well?
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be this fall. Man,
Excellent.
there's so
That's
much.
going to be a banger. If it's Maximoff related, it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, that Wonder Man. All right, that's Wonder Man. So yeah, so I guess that's it. For Daredevil Avengers, we hope it happens. If it doesn't, it makes sense. It doesn't. So I guess we'll see in due time. So that's officially bringing us to the end of this show. Again, you got 4 topics. There will be a bonus topic, and of course, the bonus podcast that we'll release for everybody at the end of the year, or at the end of the month, closer to the end of the month.
That's a long time away.
So say if I have to wait 12 months to release this, I'm just going to forget it exists. So, yeah.
You can't schedule it because YouTube. No.
Right, exactly. It'll just go, no.
It just pops up randomly, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. What is this award? So with that in mind, everybody, thank you for joining us. As always, we'll be back with another show next week, and check out the bonus topics, check out the member section, go to all the link trees, check out all the stuff we're doing, and we'll see you all next week. Later, everybody.